magazine, I got someone to cut out a photo of an orphan from Africa and actually sticky tape that orphan smiling on my mirror. Why? Because you know when you wake up in the morning, you comb your hair, you get ready, you get brush your teeth, and you look yourself in the mirror to see if you look okay. Well, every day I would look myself in the mirror, and I knew that there were going to be some days that I was going to feel like I'm going to go through a very long, sad day. And knowing that, I looked in the mirror and I saw that little beautiful girl smiling, the orphan from Africa. And I said to myself, you know what? No matter what happens to me today, no matter what the world says, no matter what challenges I have, today I am a day closer to making a difference into that child's life. And every day I thought, you know what? One day I'm going to sponsor an orphan. I want you to know that education and knowledge is amazing. I learned about how money can make money. It is good to work for money. I'll tell you right now, I actually did some home chores at home to actually earn some money from my parents. I would actually pick up the vacuum with my shoulder and my chin, and I would vacuum the floor like this, and I would get maybe $2 a week. Why do I want money? Why do I need money? Because when I went to the shopping store, I said, Mom and Dad, I want that. And they said, no, get it yourself. I said, I don't have any money. They said, well, figure out how you can get money. And so I picked up the vacuum and I started vacuuming the floor. And I want you to know that I was a hard worker and my parents never gave me anything I wanted when I wanted it or how I wanted it. I want you to know that if my parents gave me everything I wanted when I wanted it and how I wanted it, I would never be thankful for anything. Does that make sense? When you work hard for something and you develop patience and you set goals to purchase something, it gives you the sense of dignity to know that, yes, I can have a short-term goal, a mid-term goal, and a long-term goal. And my mid-term goal was to sponsor some children. And by the age of 19, I was making money, but I also learned through knowledge and education how to trade on the stock market. And I made money on the stock market, and guess what I did with my money? I actually sponsored 10 children to give them food, clothing, education, and mentorship. If we can just make a difference in one person's life, does that make it worth it? Yes. You know, when you don't get a miracle, you can still be one. And I don't know what you're going through, and I'll never tell you that I understand your pain. But I'll tell you right now that I believe in your full potential. I believe that if you want to be a teacher, you're going to be a teacher. You work hard, but make sure that no matter what success you have, to always, always, always give back. I want to give you now the 6 keys to help you to overcome all your circumstances. Are you ready for my 6 keys? I said, are you ready for my 6 keys? The first thing I want you to believe is that you need to have courage. I want to ask you, what is courage? Is courage when you are not afraid? No. Courage is despite your fear, even though you are afraid, that you keep on trying. When you go through life and you get scared, FEAR, there's an acronym for fear. False evidence appearing real. And when you go through life, fear will cripple you more than having no arms and legs. You know, when I was a kid, I was so scared that I'd never get a job, that I'd never get married. I think we have a photo of me and my wife up on stage on the screen. Me and my wife, we met in the year of 2010, and my wife and I, we met, and it was love at first sight. I looked at her. Yeah. I looked at my... Okay, ready? So these photos to me represent the impossible. These photos represent to me that we can find true love, that we can achieve our dreams. And I want you to know that when I met my wife, she looked at me, I looked at her, and it was love at first sight. I couldn't feel my legs. I wanted to know more about hers. I want you to know that she had a very difficult life. In fact, when I heard her story, I think that she went through something worse than having no arms and no legs. I think that many people, we discount our emotional disabilities and our pains in our life. And I want you to know that fear will cripple you more than having no arms and no legs. But when you believing beyond what you see, believing beyond what you know, believing beyond what you feel, that's when you give yourself a chance. And unfortunately, as I've traveled, now, I don't know, 1,000 schools, I actually found out that there are many teenagers who have thought of giving up and thought of committing suicide. 3 to 6% of students at school had attempted bullying at school. One of the greatest disabilities I had because of my fear, it was instigated because of my school, where there were children who would tease